This is going out to Indians everywhere. It's a tribute to one of the greats, Mr. Adam Sandler. Diwali is a festival.
Hi everyone, happy Diwali and happy Remembrance Day to everyone celebrating. I hope you all are doing good. So in this video, we're going to talk about, we're going to continue from what we were discussing in our previous video, which was on APIs. So in this video, we are actually going to use an API. We are going to get some data. We're going to make some requests and get some data out of the API. And then we're going to perform some analysis from the data that we get on the from the API. So the client that we'll be using to get the data from is Reddit. I don't know if you have used Reddit. Reddit is like a social platform for literally anything. Like the tagline of Reddit is literally dive into anything. So they have a lot of the major backbone of Reddit is subreddits. So they have like these subreddits are basically topics. You can have literally a subreddit on anything. You can create your own as well. But the some subreddits that exist are Reddit data science, Python. There's a Python subreddit. There's a Canada subreddit. There's a India subreddit. There's literally a subreddit for anything. And subreddits are where you can post content. That can be any content. You can ask a question. You can probably talk about, if you're on a data science subreddit, you can put a research paper and ask people's views on it. You can answer questions. So that's what about Reddit. So we are going to go to Reddit. We are going to use the Reddit API, and then we are going to fetch some data. Then we are going to use probably after we get the data, we're going to do some cleanup, minor cleanup with Pandas, and then probably do some analysis using one of Hugging Face pre-trained models called DistilBERT, which is built on top of BERT. So and I'm going to share like good documentation that'll help you navigate easily on how can you also do this project. So let me just share my screen. So first, let's just talk about Reddit, right? So this is how what the Reddit interface looks like. So if you go on Reddit, like this is like the main front end. So like there's a subreddit for Kijiji, like this portion is called the subreddit, and there's a subreddit for on Google. There's a subreddit on data science, and let me just familiarize you more with the overall architecture. So this is called the post title, and this is there's a link for how this post looks, and there's like a comment, and you see like these there's 68, meaning this comment has got 68 upvotes. You can upvote a comment or you can download a comment. And this is what we are going to do. We are going to go to Reddit, and then we'll go to a particular subreddit. So for our case, the subreddit we are going to go to is the University of Calgary subreddit. So as I said, again, people have posted some content related to Calgary or whatever they want. Somebody's asking question, is 4 GPA that common, and all sorts of things, right? So, and then there are some features that you can use on Reddit called, you can filter the posts that are coming on a subreddit. So here it says top. So you can, if you click on top, it'll say, do you want the top post by today? Or you can get the top post for the whole year, month, week. So we want the post for the whole year. So here you see this post called, is this area safe? This was the top posts for this current year. And this is one more post. This is one more post. A couple of there's one post on 6 giving out free food on campus. So like there are posts like this, right? And what we are going to do first, we're going to go from Reddit, we are going to the Calgary subreddit using the API. Then after you go to the subreddit, we are going to get the top 20 comments for each of these posts, right? So we are going, for our case, we are going to extract the top 40 posts for this year. And for each of these 40 posts, we are going to get the top 20 comments for each post. We are going to load those comments in a Pandas data frame, and then we are going to get sentiment analysis from the comments, from these comments that we get. What is the overall sentiment? Meaning, is it a positive, is it a negative, or is it neutral? And to do that, we'll be using Hugging Face library. Hugging Face, famous library called Transformers, is what we use, is what the open source community uses. So a bit background on Hugging Face. Hugging Face is basically a open source community for NLP. So it is a very strong community, and many big organizations use Hugging Face, and you'll find a lot of pre-trained models on Hugging Face that allow you to just basically use their models instead of building one yourself. And probably you need to, if you're using it for a big specific use case for your organization, maybe you need to fine tune a model and improvise on that. But for our case, we'll just use the pre-trained models and do a simple sentiment analysis. So So to get started, we are to use the Reddit API. You can go to first things first, you need to create an account on Reddit, which you can do by going to reddit.com and then create an account. So you go to reddit.com, then you hit on login or sign up, you create your account. So after you create your account, you need to go to this link called which is preferences, reddit.com/preferences/apps. And then you can provide things like your name, and like I have already created my account, you'll have your username and all that. And then you need to probably, this is for a personal use, so you can choose on script, provide some description about your app, give the about URL or the redirect URI, which you can put it as localhost. And once you click on I am not a robot, if you're not, and then you click on create an app. And then after you're done, after you hit create an app, you'll get the client ID and client secret. So like, if you remember in the last video, I spoke about like APIs, how systems create these frameworks and a bit of rules and protocols, which is what an API is. So after you hit and create an app, you will get those rules and protocols, like having a client ID, having a client secret, having a username. So there's a dedicated, Reddit API documentation as well that you can use. And the documentation is fairly good, like Reddit API. And here you can, whatever, like I'll show as I proceed in the video, I have done by looking at these documentations. So you can make like a get request, you can make like a post request, and everything is there on this documentation. So one more thing to make our job easy is this Pythonic wrapper for Reddit, which is called PRAW. Kudos to the open source legends who keep coming with these tools that make our life easy on a day-to-day basis. So this Python wrapper, which will allow us to interact with the Reddit API in a very simple manner in Python. So you can have like these Python wrappers are there for like other services as well. If I recall, there's a Python wrapper for Spotify as well. It's called Spotify. And then you can perform you can make requests using this wrapper, perform some, what is the top playlist using Spotify. Same we are going to use for this project. So as you can see, there's a detailed documentation on how to get started, pip install PRAW. I'll link all of this in the description below. There's a GitHub link also to this project. And then after you install PRAW, like they have a lot of good content on how to use. So we'll be extracting comments, right? So here's a detailed section on how do you do that. You first import PRAW. Then after you get the client ID and client secret from this, after you hit create an app, you will get the client ID and client secret that will allow you to use the Reddit API. So let me just bring up my code editor. And because I've already done this just to keep track of time, because if you do it on the screen, it takes a lot of time. So first things first, you need to have the PRAW installed, which you can do by pip install PRAW. And then after you do that, you'll get this client ID. And here, after you hit that create an app, you'll get your client ID, enter that here, client secret, enter that here. And then in user agent, you can put, it's optional. You can put your something like sentiment analysis app or whatever, right? So first things first, what I said, I'm going to the subreddit uCalgary, right? So this is how you do it. Subreddit equal to reddit.subreddit uCalgary. And this is not rocket science. I have just looked at the documentation of PRAW, which in detail like tells you how to get these comments, how to go to a subreddit. Everything is there, and I'll make sure I'll put this link in the description section of the video. So after you get PRAW, you just create like an empty data list that will have all your data. So as I said, what do we want to do? We want to get the top 40 posts for this year. And then for those top 40 posts, we want to get the top 20 comments. And then we want to rank those, and top 20 comments, meaning the comments that have the highest upvote rating, right? Those ratings that I showed you on the Reddit UI. So like this post, right? Nope, watching the phantom shitter or whatever. This has like 156 upvote. So this will be like the top comment for this post, right? So this is what we are going to do, and in this code, right? So then I'm going to like simple bunch of code where I iterate over. First, you get the top 40 posts for this year, and then you iterate over the top posts, and then you get the overall data that you need, right? So I'm putting it in this data frame called comments data, which has the post title, which has the post URL, which has the comment rank, and which has the comment body, which is like the original comment that you need. And I'm finally appending it to a Pandas data frame called comments df, right? So this is what, like, if you see like this post, like this is my like post title. Like if you use the Reddit terminology, this will be your post title, and then this will be like the comments that you need, and all these comments will come in the rank of these score signs 156, 223, and all that. So after you get all those, like I have now gotten all my, for the top 20, for the top 40 posts for this year, I have gotten the top 20 comments. And then I want to do a sentiment analysis, like what is this comment positive, negative, or neutral? So for that, I have used a pipeline library from Hugging Face. So first you need to import your transformers. You also need PyTorch. I would recommend using PyTorch instead of TensorFlow, because Hugging Face, majority of Hugging Face is built on, most of their models are built on PyTorch. So for that, there's a detailed description on what this model does. So the model that we are using is called DistilBERT. And here they have told like how this model works, how you can tune the model, how do you load the model. As you said, we need PyTorch. So PyTorch is like a framework for is a framework on which these Hugging Face models are built. Like if you know deep learning, like the overall dynamic graphs versus static graphs. Dynamic graphs are basically where all your tuning and all the neural networking happens on the fly, versus like the older versions of TensorFlow, which is like static. So I can probably delve deep about the neural network architecture in some other video, but you need to install PyTorch to run all these Hugging Face models. And one more thing, like I would not be using like this form of to get started with the model like this. You need to load the model, you need to tokenize it, all that. Here's a very good blog on by Hugging Face on how to get started with sentiment analysis, where you can just import. There's this class that they have called the pipeline class, and with just one line of code, you can import the DistilBERT model, and you can use it for sentiment analysis. So here you can see this. You load the pipeline class, and then you can basically put sentiment pipeline, and this sentiment analysis is the default parameter uses DistilBERT. And DistilBERT has like a limit of 512 tokens. Most of some of these Hugging Face models have a token limit. So if you want to use it for your own things specific to your organization, maybe you have to fine tune this model and all that. But we will not do that for this video. This is like a fairly simple project. So after you get the comments, you just perform this, you import the pipeline, and then you use sentiment_pipeline, and this will give you the sentiment analysis. I'll show you the output that will make it more clear. So like in this step, you can see I'm adding another comment to this comments data, which has title, URL, rank, and body. I'm adding one more column to it, which has the sentiment, and I'm applying this sentiment pipeline, which will give me the overall sentiment. And as I said, your comment body should have only has a cap on 512 tokens. If your comment is more than that, probably it won't work. So and then that's it. After this, like after you've you execute this, you will get your output. Like I've outputted that as a CSV, and let me just show you how the output looks like. So this is what the overall output looks like. So this was the first post, right? Remember, as I showed on the link, is this area safe was the first top post for this year. Then I got the post URL, I got the comment rank based on the score, and then the comment body, right? So like here is the first comment, and then you can see the model is saying the sentiment is negative, and the model is 98% sure that this comment is correct. Then like all the like you can see like for the first post, I've got the top 20 comments. Same for the second post, you get the top 20 comments again, and there's like I've got like the top 40 posts for this year, and like there's this one post, you can see, just a heads up, 6 are giving out free food on campus, right? And then like it has like this comment, you can see the food was excellent and the people even more excellent, and there's a positive label, and there's threshold on how confident the model is that your output is right. So probably you can even set like if you want to improvise on this, you can put a threshold that I want to be like set the threshold to 94% and then use this model, right? So you can do all sorts of further analysis as you want to expand over this project. And this is what it's doing. Maybe you can also do some visualization as to how many comments were positive versus how many were negative. You can get sort of more insights on it. And yeah, this was like a simple project that I wanted to share with you guys that will help you probably to get started with sentiment analysis with very less code. And if you want to I'll make sure I'll add all these links to Hugging Face transformers. How do they work? So the transformer library is what is like what Hugging Face uses, and that's based on this very interesting paper that I'll urge that I will urge all of you to read. It's called Attention is All You Need. It was developed by researchers at Google and University of Toronto. And this transformer paper is like the backbone of all these all the breakthrough innovations happening in the NLP world, chatbots and all. It came out through this paper. So I will also link this paper in the description section below, and you can have a look. And if you have any doubts regarding to the code, put down in the comment section below. I'll make sure that I reply. And yeah, that was it for this video. And I'll put this code in my GitHub as well. And yeah, I'll hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.